The amount of time now that YouTube takes to review your channel for approval, well, the results were very surprising to me. Let's do this. What's up, y'all? It's Joe Master Lee here. Hey, thanks for coming by my channel, y'all, where I share with you how to make money on YouTube. This is all about turning your passion into a business. Make sure you subscribe because I'm going to share with you over 20 years of experience building companies, building product, and building a presence on YouTube. All right, so this whole process of getting monetized is one of those things that is really frustrating for every new YouTuber. So I'm going to demystify that for you all right here. Now, if you're new to YouTube, like brand spanking new, yes, you're probably learning to a great deal of shock that you need at least 4,000 hours watched on your videos and at least 1,000 subscribers. Now, if you want to know how to get to 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers fast, make sure you subscribe. I will share with you the techniques that I've used to get there in as little as 1 month. Now, how long it takes for you to get approval for monetization has changed quite a bit in just the last 6 months. So one of my channels, React to the World, was approved for monetization back in earlier this year, around April or so. It took YouTube more than 3 weeks for them to respond with a, yes, you can now make money. And I can tell you, it was a harrowing 3 weeks. Felt like an eternity. You know, for those of you who are older, remember when you had to do college applications and you were waiting for the response and it felt like it was an eternity before the colleges got back to you? Well, it felt like that for you too. You're waiting for approval and it takes a long time. Now, I don't know why it took so long before. My sense is that back then they didn't have enough automated processes in place. And second, they probably had a huge queue of channels that had already been ready for monetization and then had to go through their process. When YouTube instituted this policy, there were a lot of channels that are already just about at that cusp. And so they had probably a pretty big flood of channels ready to review, and they just had to clear them out. But I noticed then that over the next couple of months that process had been getting faster and faster. In fact, the second channel that I got approved, which was about middle of this year, took a little over 2 weeks, about 15 days or so. And I used the same process as the first one, nothing different. But my latest channel that got approved, which is this channel actually right here, John Master Lee, took 2 days. That's right, only 2 days. And in fact, I was already ready to wait 2 full weeks. I was ready to just tough it out. Pressure and the stress of having to wait wasn't as strong for me this time because, like I said, I had already had a couple channels approved. I wasn't hungry to have to monetize right away. But yeah, it was very, very fast. My sense is YouTube has dramatically improved its processes in terms of how they're able to review channels. And that's been making a huge difference. I mean, the only other thing that I can also think about as well that potentially can make this a lot faster, which is one of those things that is very unclear. No one really knows for sure, but my sense is it has some sort of play in this. And that is that because I already have several other monetized channels, YouTube recognizes me as someone who is a valued content creator. So they're able to bypass a lot of the more stringent checking and do things much faster. At least if I was working on the review team, I would expedite things that way. So what happens to all the views you get before you get monetized? Well, unfortunately, none of those views will ever count towards making money, which is really frustrating for me because I knew I had a couple of videos that were already generating huge amounts of revenue and I wasn't able to capitalize on it. In fact, I was able to calculate it out and it's at least $500 or so. Remember, my first channel took 3 weeks to monetize, which pretty much meant it was about 3 weeks of revenue. And I had one video that went viral, going up to about 100,000 views. And yeah, those views just didn't count. Now, once you are able to monetize, any views that are generated afterwards on those old videos will count, at least the ones that are approved for monetization. So what happens once you are monetized? Well, the first thing that happens when you get monetized is that you get notification from YouTube. It's an email notification and it just goes straight to your inbox and it says, boom, you're ready to go. And at that point, make sure you go into their system. Today, they'll actually have a notification bar that pops up on top that says you're approved for monetization. Make sure you go in and monetize all existing videos. It's not done automatically. You have to turn them all on. Luckily today, there's a bulk process. So if you had a lot of videos already created, you can instantly have them all turned on. YouTube will check which ones are good for monetization, which ones can't be monetized because they have copyrighted content, or which ones actually have limited advertising because of mature or questionable content. Now, in terms of when you start getting your first paycheck, it doesn't happen right away either. It doesn't start rolling in the day you get monetized. You can set a threshold, i.e. you can say like, pay me when I reach $100, $500. It is actually a relatively high amount when you are first starting off because, well, you don't have a lot of views to begin with. So chances are it's about at least a month or so before you get your first paycheck. Now, mind you, before they can even send you that first check, they actually have to send you a PIN code. They will mail it to you. So make sure you put in a correct address. And that PIN code is necessary for the money to actually come in. It doesn't necessarily mean that you won't accrue money on their system. They will keep it there. It's just that for you to actually get the money to your bank, there's an extra step in that. So I hope that was helpful for you all. Thanks, y'all. It's been a pleasure here sharing some insight, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.